How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about math, the concept of math somehow being racist to some people. Now, I had seen this before be mentioned. They're talking about numbers and stats, this, that, and the third were racist, but I had only seen it written in articles online. I had never seen anybody go on television and argue it until yesterday. Now, we're going to go ahead and roll the clip, and I'm going to watch it with you. I'm going to play it and then stop it at certain points to give you my 2 cents. After we get done with that, I'll give you my further analysis, the rest of my 2 cents, and then I wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
The opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math.
Andrew Yang may want to rethink that catchphrase because apparently math is racist. Seattle's public schools are considering a proposal that would mix social justice in with math.
Now, just pause for a moment before we even get into it. How does social justice and math even fit in the same sentence with each other? I mean, I don't understand how we're going to link those two vastly different ideas. One that's based on facts and figures, things you can actually prove, and another that's based on emotion for the most part. Let's see what they say in the video and if they're able to prove it.
Including studying how math has been appropriated by Western culture and that math itself is racist.
So math is cultural appropriation? Alrighty.
And deLessio-parson is a sociologist and educator who agrees with the premise of the proposal and joins me now. All right, so
one thing we got to say before we even get into it, do you see her scarf? Do you see that? Now, does it look familiar to you? I'll give you a moment to just, think about it for a minute. Where you've seen that before? You give up? A lot of terrorists wear this kind of scarf, the jihadists over the Middle East. That is the exact same scarf. It's gigantic as well once you kind of zoom out and you'll see it once my camera is not here anymore or she goes full screen. But let's see what she has to say here.
So, and let me just see where I'm confused so you understand what's going on.
Please don't refer to me by Ann, but I appreciate it.
Okay, I apologize, doctor.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Tell me why math is racist, doctor.
Yes. So the critical race theory is a framework for understanding the world that helps us understand that this entire country is racist, right? We have a white supremacist racial caste system in the United States.
All right, so we went from math is racist, the idea of, numbers, 1 + 1, 2, that's racist, to we live in a white supremacist system, a caste system. I'm having a hard time figuring that out because I know people that come from the continent of India where the caste system is dead real and you can't really get beyond it. They've come here and become very successful. And many other countries as well, they cannot do much in their own country where you have real oppression, real racism, real caste systems. When they come over here, it's all good. Let's see what she says to see if she's able to prove her point.
Wait. Can you just stop for 1 second?
Right?
Are you saying that all white people in America are racist?
Yeah, I am too. Sometimes it
Is she white? I'm not really sure.
happens. We were socialized, right? The process of socialization and learning about social norms.
So you're
that
racist.
happened.
You're a racist.
Occasionally, it happens.
How?
I usually apologize it when I realize it.
How are you a racist? What do you think makes you superior?
Jesse, that question doesn't make sense.
Well, isn't racism the belief that one race is inherently superior than another race, and then you discriminate against other races?
That is correct, Jesse. That is definition in a dictionary. If you look it up right now, that is what racism means. Words matter. People on the left, like the lady right here, they'll try to, change what words mean. Oh, that's not the real definition. Is that and the third? Well, where are you really getting that from? You're making up in your own mind? Is it something that somebody told you? Let's have a word mean one thing and refer to the dictionary that we all read for a definition of their word. At least that's what I was taught when I was a kid. Maybe things have changed. Maybe we've advanced in society to the point where the words we say don't really matter. and it's up for interpretation of whoever wants to change it. But I digress. Let's get back into this interview.
That is a piece of racism, but you gave a definition that's really old. And language evolves over time.
Okay,
and race and white supremacy, what are race and white supremacy today?
Yeah, okay.
They are structures that affect us all. So people do things that are racist all the time, myself included, because we don't realize that's happening, like microaggressions.
Oh, microaggressions. So microaggressions, I mean, that's racist. I mean, so if a white person comes up to a black person and says, hey, I love your skin, I love your hair, is that racist? For the person to be admiring you, which could be considered a microaggression to some, that's racism. Does not make sense, but we'll keep on going.
Explain how math is racist. I still haven't really understood the premise.
Yeah.
Well, the first premise, the first starting point that we have to get on the same page on is that we live in a white supremacist racial caste system.
Nah.
Okay, I'm not willing
on the same page about
agree
that?
with that. No, I disagree with that. But just explain, because we're running out of time, Doctor.
Yeah.
How is 2 + 2 = 4?
Right.
How does that discriminate against black people or brown people?
Yeah, spit it out. Come on, tighten up.
1 stick + 2 stick. Humans were like, hey, here's a stick, here's another. I just did some math. That was not racist.
Okay.
We're on the same page with that?
Okay,
1
yes.
+ 1 = 2?
Yes.
Okay. Humans have then used math and numbers and statistics in all sorts of ways, from counting black and brown bodies as they made them property and brought them over to these lands.
Oh, man, the black and brown bodies. Anytime somebody says the word bodies in their little spiel and then they evoke racism, I feel like they all come from the same school of thought. And anybody that says that, you know, kind of what the end game is for them is to paint themselves as being so superior and, you know, just above everybody else as far as their wokeness is concerned, and to make all the people that are not white be oppressed and downtrodden. Oh, man, is there a word for thinking that you and your particular race are above all others and the other races aren't? I'm not really sure what the word for that is, but I'll move on. We'll continue.
To much more recently, scholars who said that white people were more intelligent than people of color. That's called scientific racism, the use of statistics and tools to construct the idea. It's like something deep in our brains. It's hard to recognize, and that's why it requires time, Jesse. I asked your question,
just
and it
because
took me
people
more than
counted
3 years to get here.
With slavery, does it make counting racist? You understand? Something could be
Absolutely
related to
not.
each other, but not a causation.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Do you understand what statistics is?
I think I do. I'm not understanding, though, if you understand. That's the point.
Hey, Jesse, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy because it's just like you talking to a child, like a little girl. This is a fully grown woman. I see gray in her hair. She could be like in her 50s, maybe. I'm thinking, you know, or she could be younger than that. I don't really know. But this is a fully grown woman who, and the scary part is that she is a professor, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is not just some random person on the street. They have a little bit of credibility to them because they work in the college and they teach people these types of crazy things. It's absurd, but let's see how she rounds it on up.
Doctor, I have to
understand?
run. I have to run.
Yeah.
Doctor, maybe we could do this again sometime and you could explain it to me.
I would
Thank you
love
very
to
much.
come to the Democratic debate in
right.
Milwaukee next year.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, that was something else. So there you have it, folks. According to Miss Liberal Woke, possibly white lady, I'm not really sure, math is racist. And the reason, I guess, from what I was able to glean from that is that you can use math in a racist way. Like 1 + 1 = 2, that's normal. But if I say 1 + 1 = 2 and I use it in a way that could be considered racist to people like her, then that means that math is racist. It's really weird. Scientific racism. I mean, come on. If it's true, it's true. It doesn't even really matter whose feelings are hurt or who feels like it's targeting them for any kind of racial oppression or whatever. It's irrelevant. The fact is that numbers are what they are. If you think the numbers aren't true, then you have a case to make as far as the numbers being untrue. But as far as the numbers themselves being racist, it's just ridiculous. Anybody can say anything about anything. I can say that black people love ice cream and therefore black people are just dumb because they like ice cream, because I don't like ice cream. I could say anything and then make it correlate to race. That doesn't mean that the thing I use itself is racist. That means that maybe I am a racist. And if I say things that are true without putting an unnecessary spin on it, then it's nothing you can say. I'm just giving you information. If I say there were 1,000 shootings in these major inner city areas and 80% of them were black on black, you can't say I'm being racist. I'm just giving you the information. Now, if I say 80% of the shootings are black on black, therefore nobody black should have guns ever, then that's racist, because you're denying people from having guns just because of their skin color. Many of them need the guns to protect themselves in these very violent and dangerous areas. As I close, I want to say this. People like this can be kind of funny when you see them, but at the same time, it's not funny, because these are teachers. These people are in administrative roles. They probably work for the news, social media conglomerates. They have important roles many times, and they're teaching your kids about certain things. When I was in Politicon over the weekend, I'll do a video about that shortly. I was sitting next to a young man, 20 years old. He said that the whole Milo situation, I think it was at Berkeley, that was in their textbooks. Okay, so people like that you just saw are putting the Milo thing in their textbooks, and they're teaching it to your children, middle school, high school. So when they get to college, it's no surprise that they out there wearing masks, throwing stuff and whatnot. Some kids that are lucky enough to have good teachers, good parents, a good family structure will be kind of shielded from this brainwashing, but not everybody is as fortunate as those other kids are. So people like this, you got to watch out for them. If you got your youngins in school right now, hey, go to the PTA meetings and see what's going on. Talk to these teachers and see where they at politically even, so they're not teaching your kids garbage like what that super woke lady was talking about as far as math being racist. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you believe that math is racist? If that's your viewpoint, let me know in the comments below. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something. Maybe math truly is racist and I'm just, dismissing her unnecessarily and unfairly. That could be the case. I doubt it. But if that is your case, please make it in the comments. Or do you think that I'm correct? It is absurd to think that math is racist. Either 1 + 1 = 2 or it doesn't, and that's it. Whatever somebody does with it, that's their business. Who cares? That's that particular individual. But the facts are the facts regardless of what. One thing I was kind of surprised she didn't say, at least in that particular clip, was about how so-called students of color, more specifically blacks and Hispanics, not Asians, but I digress, they score lower on their math than everybody else. But I didn't really hear that get brought up. I'm sure she believes that as well. And that may be part of the reason why she thinks math is racist, if she actually believes that, because I feel like some of them don't actually believe in what they say. Maybe it's a way for them to get woke brownie points and to stay employed wherever they are, because it could be a director from the top on down. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.